Hello, and thank you for dropping in. Today we have a rare old monitor to check out. It is an Amiga monitor, and not just an Amiga monitor, but on the front it says Amiga. It didn't have a model number. This was one of the very early original Amiga monitors that came with the Amiga 1000. I think the official model number is the 1080. I've had it turned on for about an hour, and now it is time to connect it to something. And so here we are. One 1080 is still on. I intend to burn it in to make sure that it is all happy, because there's a fellow who is interested. Yes, it is a monitor. Model 1080. Shock hazard. Do not open. Yes. Shocking as that might be. And there it is. So now, I need to find things to connect it to. I know I have a 64 handy, I know I have a power supply handy. It comes down to a video cable. Just a moment. I know I have one. Is it plugged in? That is a cable to connect to a disk drive. As I glance. Oh yeah. I see that what I think I need to do is come over here. Look, it's the packaging. Somewhat not perfect packaging from a Amiga race. And here is the joystick. So, I will turn this monitor around and retrieve the video cable. And I'm going to get the one that has the Commodore video, which is, of course, the 3 inputs. Because that is what this monitor has. This monitor, it was made, of course, for the Amiga. But they wisely put on the composite inputs, because of course they sold computers that needed them, such as the 64 and the VIC 20. So let's look around here. The power cable is getting a bit, there we go, stretched. Alright. Now, one would think, because I have a cable here that is made by Commodore, that the colors will match up. Audio, video, chroma. Look at that. So white goes in the white, red goes in the red, yellow goes in the yellow. And it's all tickety-boo. Now, on the back, I'm looking for the switch. Well, no, I found the switch. RGB mode, analog, digital, pause, neg. Well, we're going to go with positive. And we're going to get this cord come out under the monitor. I probably should have got this other monitor off of here. Oh well. Things happen. So now, we will reach for a Commodore 64 that is not terribly well closed in the back. We do that. Oh well, they still work. So, this is an 8-pin video, and this is an 8-pin video. Always helps with that. And here is the power from essentially a Commodore 128 power supply that they sold with the 1764 RAM expander. Now, do I know that I have everything in the right position? No, I don't. But I will turn it on. Shazam! Okay. Now, there are many things that can be set on the front, which I am fond of. And like any good Commodore monitor, it has a middle ground setting apparent. And that would be the sound. So, the monitor does indeed work. I'm going to reach around and find that switch. Which doesn't seem to make a ton. Oh, there's another switch in the front here. Ha ha ha. There we go. I was thinking that does not look tickety-boo. There we go. It's beautiful. Now, do we have a horizontal position? Yes. Do we have a vertical position? Yes. We do. That looks better. It's probably wagging on there. I'm going to look for the brightness and maybe. Ooh, that's pretty. I'll turn it down a bit so it's not waggling away there on you. Good. So, see, the switches on the front are composite, separate, and RGB. So I'm on composite, separate. That is RGB. That is composite. And that is separate. Isn't it lovely? It is. Alright. Well, the thing I really need to do now, as I would like to do, is, first of all, I'm going to try to plug in the CHOPLIFTER. Gives it a few more color things. I'm not plugged in. I would like to hear the sound come out of the monitor. And I do. And now do I have it working? I can turn it down. I do not need to play this. I do not. It has, of course, the little door, which I will carefully preserve and make sure it's all good, because this monitor is indeed soon going to leave the nest. I think it's the only one I have like this. They are rare. They did not have them for very long. And of course I will, as my grandmother would say, give it a face wash. It isn't sitting around unused for a long time. I don't remember exactly when I would have last had this plugged in. Certainly probably 15, 20 or more years ago. That is why I'm going to leave it turned on to, as I say, burn in. I do not want to send this to somebody else and then have it fail. So if it's going to fail, let it be here. Anyway, very soon after the Amiga came out, they started to, instead of having the Amiga logo here, isn't it lovely? They had, I think it was the 1080, and then maybe at some point they called it the 2002. And they did make monitors like this for the 128. I think it was the 1902. There were many monitors that came out, and then there was the 1084, and then the 1084S, which was stereo. Ooh, ah. All that meant is it had two speakers, one on each side, and two sound inputs. Why? Because the Amiga had left and right sound. So that was good. And there it sits. Well, I don't think I need to hear that the whole time. I know it works. I know it's happy. And the other thing I'm going to look for is, and I know I can borrow one if I can't find one. I'm just looking at my cable collection over there. Is I really would like to connect this up to an Amiga 1000. Now, the Amiga 1000, interestingly enough, has a video output, kind of like that. It's an RCA jack. It's composite video. It's color, not like the Amiga 500 and the 2000 where it's black and white, and you have to get the 520 adapter to get color. But I would really like to, before I ship this across international borders, hook it up to an Amiga 1000 with the correct cable and see that it comes up. But for the moment, this is good. This can test, and the 64 can sit here, the monitor can sit here, and I can get up and leave it be. And I'm suspecting that what I will do is I will burn it in for, well, no less than 24 hours, maybe more. As I say, if it's going to fail, it's going to fail here. I don't want to ship something and then find out that there was trouble. I do not. The power switch, I'm actually going to turn this off for a second, is here. Some of them get a little squirrely and they don't want to go on. Actually, more so on the 1084 model, I found, where they go in but then they don't want to stay in. That's where usually I find you take a business card or something cardboardy and you just stick it in the side and then it will stay. These, I don't think they had that trouble. I don't think. Anyway, so here we have an Amiga 1080 monitor hooked up to a Commodore 64 through the separated video. CHOPLIFTER is sitting there, but I'm not going to play at this moment. And now I'm going to go look for a cable specifically for the Amiga and specifically for this monitor. And then, of course, I'm going to look for an Amiga 1000. So, and if I start to tinker on something else, I'll set this somewhere else to burn in. I shall. Anyway, that's it for this moment. Thanks so much for coming. It is best, of course, if you are going to ever use this on a Commodore 64, to have the Commodore cable with the right colors, because then there's no guesswork. There's still lots of switches in the back. And now that I have that properly in the right place, I do want to flip that switch a little. Just see. Also, I want to push these cables in a little. There we go. It's all good. And basically, you know, with all the different switches and all the different things, it means that technically speaking, you could have this hooked up to your Amiga and to your 64. All you have to do is reach down and flip the switch in here to switch between the two. Always a handy thought. You couldn't, unlike this monitor that has inputs for just regular composite as well as the Commodore specific composite, you could have this hooked up to a DVD player and your Commodore 64, or back in the day, I guess, a VCR. But not this. This has 3 inputs. They're the right colors for the Commodore cable to go with the Commodore 64 or the Commodore 128. And I'm sure it would also work with the VIC-20, but I don't have one right handy here to test it with. My thing here is to test the monitor, and the monitor, she is good. So, thanks again for coming. Stay tuned. Undoubtedly, more exciting and informative episodes to come. Until we meet again, keep your stick on the ice. Stay healthy. Bye for now.